issued by the Student Affairs Office. In practical collaborative. So everyone, hi, good morning. My name is William Ho, faculty librarian of business from the library. Today I will be the moderator of this workshop on Bloomberg webinar, Getting Started to Bloomberg. And before I pass the time to our guest speaker today, let me have a couple of housekeeping announcements first. So number one is that this webinar will be recorded, and then the section will be made available via the online section in Practical Collaborate, where you can review later on. And during this presentation, if you've got any question, right, feel free to raise your question or type in the chat section, and then we can answer you after the presentation. And also, the students who participate in this library webinars will have their attendance recorded in the co-curricular achievement transcript issued by the Student Affairs Office. So at the end of the semester, you will be able to see your attendance in the CAT transcript. And for those who would like to get an e-certificate, again, you will be able to apply it online via the hyperlink show up here. So the e-certificate will be issued to you at the end of the semester, which is in late December this year. So a little bit background about Bloomberg Professional. This is so far, I mean, the most well-known and most comprehensive financial databases on all kinds of financial instruments, including the equities, fixed income, forex, derivatives, and commodities. At the same time, that would be a really ideal source for finding company profiles so that you can understand more about the company, maybe about their stock prices, financial statement, analyst forecast, how the market news, etc. Within the library, we have subscribed to the Bloomberg Terminal, where you can get access to them via 4 dedicated workstations within the library, right? Which means you have to come to the library and use it within our dedicated workstation. So to make the reservation is not that difficult. If you go to our library website, and then you can see iBooking, simply click on it, and then log in with your net ID and net password, and then find Bloomberg workstation, make the reservation, and then remember you have to come on time. And then at that dedicated terminal, what you can do is you can find the Bloomberg application, open it, and then it will show you the login name and password at the wallpaper of that terminal. Once you enter the information, you will be able to use the terminal right away. So in this section, we are very glad to have invited Ms. Eugene Hong from Bloomberg to show us some of the tips on using Bloomberg. In today's section, she will be showing us how to use the Bloomberg keyboard, and also show us some of the simple workflow on how to get the data within the terminal. Within that section, also she will talk about how to get together the global market information, talk a little bit about how to find fixed income, like for the bonds, and also find the selected individual security information. And without further ado, I guess I can pass the time to Ms. Eugene Hong to share with you how to make good use of Bloomberg. Ms. Eugene Hong, please.
Morning. Thank you very much, William. I will take over the screen share. 1 second, please. Great. Please let me know if you can see the screen well. So just a bit about myself, to introduce myself. My name is Eugene Hong. I work in Bloomberg Analytics, and I support client inquiries regarding fixed income, portfolio management, and also Korean inquiries as well. I have joined the firm last year, and I have met a lot of university students like you. So I'm also in charge of training university students as well. So it's very nice to meet you all. For today's session, I would like to briefly walk you through how, as mentioned previously, I would like to walk you through the basic navigation, for example, how to find a security or how to find information of that security. And I would also put a little bit of stress on fixed income analysis because I'm in fixed income team. So we'll walk you through some of the bond market functions as well. And if you have questions, again, please type in the everyone chat and please let me know whenever you have any questions. I think we have a feature called raise a hand, so you can raise a hand and let me know as well. So yeah, let's get it started. First of all, I would like to tell you what is the big difference when you first log into Bloomberg than any other PC. So for Bloomberg, it has a Bloomberg keyboard, which looks slightly different than any of your PC. What it shows is the green buttons on the very top. These are the function buttons. It will have, for example, help as F1 or message, news, or IB, or yeah, those kind of functions that are launching the function specifically. And we have yellow keys, which is a security identifier. So for example, F3, when you press F3 terminal, let me try, it asks corp. So corp is short for corporates, and it gives you corporate bonds. And F8, for example, is equity, so it gives you common stock of the company. So we have those shortcuts to identify different securities. So for example, Apple, let's say, Apple company would have their common stock issued and also they have their corporate bonds. So to differentiate those two asset classes among this one company, we use equity or corp, or we have Moody's, governments, commodity, currency, those kind of buttons are all in short for, are all indicating which asset class it's belonging to. So let me give you an example on a sample asset class. On this type right top, I'm showing you, yeah, so one more thing is that if you're logging into Terminal in any other device, if you press Alt and L, you can see the Bloomberg keyboard how it has been mapped in your laptop. So, for example, corporate bonds, DIS 70301-2030 Corp. This is an identifier that Bloomberg uses. It consists of 4 different parts: DIS as an issue designee, 7 as the coupon of the bond, 7%. 0301-2032 is the maturity of the bond, so it's maturing in 2032, March 1st, and Corp tells you that this is a corporate bond. Same logic applies. Equity, it shows common stocks, and it has 3 different parts. AAPL is the issuer, Apple. US is the exchange that is listed. So Apple is listed in US exchange, NYSE or NASDAQ. Those exchanges, it aggregates all and show as US exchange and equity. So you can see that different tickers or different buttons will show you how the difference is for each asset class. And one more tip is that if you press, say, F8, equity, and then just put enter, then it gives you a menu, main menu, and this gives you the relevant functions that are related to this specific asset class. So since I put F8 equities and enter, it gives you relevant asset class for equities. And same logic, if I put corp and enter, it gives you the relevant functions for corporate credit analysis, so corporate bond analysis. For example, how to search for fixed income, or how to see the new issuance of the company, or a demonstration of how to analyze a sample bond. For example, IBM, this 2025 maturing bond. Then you'll see how to analyze their yield and spread, fixed income relative value analysis or comparable analysis, and etc. So one tip is to put the asset class key and then press enter. It will give you the related menu. The most important button, I'll say, is the F1 help. So wherever you are, say I am in this page, fixed income relative valuation page, then I want to see, so it's giving you fixed income's relative valuation. So it's giving you different bonds that are considered as a peer, and their range and their price and yield analysis. And if you're unsure about any page that you are in, you can press F1 as help, and it gives you a pop-up. So it's telling you how you can interpret each of the number, or what is each number stands for, or the definition is giving you the terminology definition. If you have any brochures that you can take a look, it has fact sheet or sometimes white paper, and how to use specific number, how to interpret them. These kind of help page is always provided for any of the functions that Bloomberg has. So simply press F1 once if you have any question. One more tip is to press F1 twice in a short interval. Then instead of the help page, it'll give you this pop-up. It shows, welcome to Bloomberg Help Desk. Please tell us what we can help you with today. And then here you can type a question, whatever you wanted to know. For example, what is the spread curve? Which spread is using? Or how the bond comparable is decided? Or say, what is BVAL price? How can I know the definition? That kind of question you can press type in here, and then click on submit. Then you will, for universities, you will get email reply. So for desktop user that is using Bloomberg as a corporate service, for example, traders or salespeople, they would need a live support. But for universities, we instead get back to you on email. So, but still, we will always provide you, try to get back to you within 24 hours. So it should be suffice. And there are some sample inquiries as well. For example, I'm saying, how do I adjust the time zone? Or how do I search for help desk transcripts? That kind of frequently asked questions, you can also toggle here as well. So yeah, this is how you can use the help page of the function or the Bloomberg Help Desk. And this is so far the basic keyboard navigations. Moving on to the command line. I have actually used this command line from the very beginning. It is this blue box on the very top of the screen. So when you run, say, this cancel, I just canceled, and I went back to the main page. And say when you want to find the company's stock price, or when you want to find a credit rating of a bond, then you would need to first load up the security and then move on to the function that shows that information. So the function and tickers, the security ID is called ticker in Bloomberg. So ticker and function is working as pair. So what you need to do is first find the tickers. Let's say I want to see the last stock price of Apple. Then first I will need to find the ticker. So I just typed in Apple. Now, Bloomberg command line, the top blue box, is very smart in recognizing the natural language. So on the top, it gives you the relevant functions about Apple. So for example, search Bloomberg for Apple. It's literally giving you a search result as if you run Apple in a Google. So it's giving you whatever information that we have about Apple on Terminal. So when you do search Apple, then it gives you, sorry, my language has been Korean for a while, but yeah, Apple company, their stock price, their related news, or corporate bond, and etc. So this is what the search gives. And and the second one is news search on Apple. So if you click on this, it gives you the relevant news for Apple company. Let me show you in English only. Yeah, so relevant news for Apple, and since Apple is a very active security, it has a much more news than any other security. Starts from midnight and then so far real time. So and then Apple give you these kind of news searches, and some other functions give you the famous people in Apple. For example, Tim Cook or Steve Jobs are also mentioned here. And what we tried to do was to get the Apple stock price, right? And in that case, we would need to find the Apple stock ticker on the securities. So as I mentioned, equity will give you the common stock, corp will give you the corporate bonds, and this seems like the one that we were looking for. So I'm going to click on AAPL, US equity, Apple's common stock. Now I want to see the stock price of this Apple. So far, I could successfully load up Apple ticker, but I don't know where to go to the stock price. And all of these, each of the page are giving you relevant information about this Apple already. So now I need to find the second part of the pair. In that case, I would just simply type in stock price. And then it will give you, again, recommended functions, for example, searching stock price on terminal or news on stock price. And the third one is giving you historical price table. This seems like something that we are looking for. So I'm going to click on this. And now it's giving you historical price of Apple. So I have loaded up the market as last price, meaning that it's giving you the last price of Apple and the current share outstanding, but you can change to whatever you want, say volume traded. Then, yeah, this is the volume that Apple was traded for past, this is said to be 1 year, so past 1 year. So you can see the historical price movement here. And let's say if you're analyzing this company for some reason, maybe for research during the classroom, then you might need this into Excel so that you can get do some analysis or draw a chart. You can click on export, and this will give you a Excel file that has, sorry, this one is the one I was working with. Yeah, so from 2020 last week, it's giving the last prices of Apple, starting from 116 last week and then moving forward until last year. So this is how you can get the file. And then you can use whichever, you can aggregate this number or into the reporting file. There are very, very many functions in Bloomberg. Say we have so far, from my understanding, we have so far 36,000 functions available in Terminal, which means that you wouldn't be able to memorize all of them. So no worries on memorizing that. You can always type in whatever you want to see. For example, let's say I want to see the security description of this company, then I'm going to type description. And then, yeah, we have security description. So this is how you can just toggle between different functions. Now the Apple is loaded part of the pair, and the function is showing the second part of the pair. If you change this ticker into some other company, then the function is still there, but your ticker is changing. Say I want to see Disney stock. Then now the description page is still there as a template, but the input security is changed into Walt Disney. So this is how you can understand the Bloomberg and how the function works internal. It's going as a pair, ticker, and the function. So security description, let's actually taking a closer look to this. So it gives you the brief description, and sometimes if the company is, say, a blue chip, a very famous company, then one of our Bloomberg intelligence analysts, which is an in-house research team in Bloomberg, will give you some research on this company, say what is the industry going, or what kind of business this company is expecting, and the price chart, the prices information, for example, 1 year high, 1 year low price, why did it change, or what is the market cap of this company, etc. The analyst estimates, company information with website, who's the management, and so on. So DES, description page, is the best place to start when you are looking up a company, because this gives you all of the basic information. And a lot of times, whenever there is a page like this or information like this, and it gives you, like, say, 2 or 3 short letters and then this small arrow, it means that it's giving a shortcut link to this specific function. For example, I want to see the industry information. And then I want to see what is the industry dashboard. If I click on this one, it goes straight to Disney, the industry that Disney is in, is entertainment content dashboard. So what you need to do is you don't have to memorize all the functions. First, start with the description page, or in short, DES. Then you'll see the basic information and where to go. One of the most frequently asked question is, apart from description and the historical price, is the chart. So when you go to G, when you are not sure about what is the shortcut of the function, you can go to chart, and then there it shows line chart. It directs you to the stock price change chart. But you can not only add up stock price, you can click on edit chart, and then you can compare from Disney and Apple, or if you want to add some other fields, for example, apart from loss price, I want to see their P ratio. You can also do that here. So I'll say P ratio. I want to add price earnings ratio. Then now it has added here. P ratio has been spiked this June, and I want to see the same for Apple. Then let me add Apple's ticker. And you can see the difference. So Disney's P ratio has been very, very high compared to Apple's, and Apple's loss price. And if I want to add P ratio for Apple as well, I can also add it from add for Apple. So this is how you can see the different securities and different fields at the same time. Moving on to some of the news functions or frequently asked ones for especially university clients, university users. We have a lot of news functions. There are at least 10 that I can name right now, but the most popular one is called Top News, or Top and Enter. It gives you top stories selected by Bloomberg, and these are selected by our Bloomberg editors by themselves. So these are the most key market moving news, and feature stories are sometimes it's about coronavirus, or sometimes it has to be about some series of research. Say one editor is doing a in-depth research and it's giving out the articles every week, every day, then it will be shown here as well. Opinion analysis is about the columns, so you will see what is the opinion for each of the editors. And yeah, so this is a landing page for news data. You can see whatever news that you want to find on, and also narrow down from here. Say I want to see news for Japanese yen, then you can narrow down here and click on partial match or complete match, and see the news regarding the Japanese policy or dollar or currency FX. And yeah, this is how you can use the top news. And one more cool feature that we have is about news on. So it's processing natural language on the command line again. So if you say, I want to see news on technology sector, then you can just type the exact same thing that you want to see and hit enter. Automatically go to technology sector as a keyword and the news search page. So that the news articles that you're seeing here are all about technology sector news. Or you can do news on, say, Google. And now it's giving you the Google news articles that are related to the Google website or the Google company itself. So this is how you can narrow a quick search. And if you want some more custom searches, you can always go to custom search and create a new search like this. And then advanced editor will give you a more advanced version of the news search that I just did. For example, I want to see the news related to S&P index. And I want to see the news related to the topics should be about environment. Then this close. And now these are all the news that are related to S&P 500 index, and the topic is about climate change or environment. So this is how you can specify on a very, very specific and very detailed news search. And let me move on to macro market. So macro market monitoring is less used for say universities or study research, but more about monitoring the market daily basis for traders or someone who is trading securities every day. So, for example, world equity indices, or you can type in full name if you cannot remember the shortcut. And WEI show the overnight or real-time indices movement. For example, wow, Dow Jones has changed a lot, and S&P has been increasing a lot. You can see that yesterday was also increasing, and today is continuing the momentum. You can check. You can say that S&P has been great over the night during the U.S. market hour. And let's see about Hang Seng Index. Hang Seng Index increased a lot today, so you might want to see what happened for Hang Seng Index. And CSI has been jumped a lot as well. Nikkei was not so much. So let's see what happened for Hang Seng Index. News on Hang Seng. And now you can see what happened for Hang Seng indices. Might be better to HSI. Hang Seng Index in short. So you can see what happened in the Hang Seng Index, shares rise, range bound trading expected, and HSI opens on 98 points, up 38 points, and etc. So you can further find out what happened for HSI Index. And also we have this equivalent for bond market as well, for World Bond, WB. This is giving you the government bonds yield change for real time. So you can see, yeah, the big hike was Mexico government bond yield has been increased a lot in the early morning, but then stabilized afterwards. Sweden, Netherlands, Switzerland has also started low, but slightly increasing over time. United States 10-year bond has been fluctuating a lot today. And the other bond markets are not in the data yet, but yeah, this is how you can see the bond market data, and these are for monitoring purposes. There are some, if you want to see some more in-depth monitorings, for example, say if you are in a finance class and in the morning you have to present how the market has been, or which sector or which market was doing great, or which market was doing bad, and as a morning presentation, then the function you would like to see is about MOV, equity indices movers, and see that which ticker performed well. Amazon was best performing. It increased a lot of percent points, and the worst performer was AutoZone or DPZ dominancy. So you can see that who is the index laggards and who is the leaders. You can also group them by industries or sub-industries. So internet retail is increased the highest, and automobile retail has been decreased the highest. And same thing can be done in a multi-asset level. So not only for this index, but for multi-asset level, you can do global macro movers, or GMM in short. This show you, sorry, why is this in English? Great. So global market movers show you what are the best moving securities or worst moving securities at the moment regardless of asset class. So for example, among equity indices, China CSI has been increased the most. Hong Kong HSI is the second. Among foreign exchange, China offshore renminbi and China renminbi NDF. So both of them are China has been decreased a lot. Japanese and Indianese Indian sovereign bonds has been decreasing its yield, meaning that increasing its price. And the commodities has been cotton has increased a lot, and so cotton and natural gas has been increased a lot. And you can see the sovereign bonds, India CDS has been decreased, meaning that India is losing its credit worthiness. So yeah, this is how you can see the macro level economics, and usually for real-time monitoring purposes. And apart from the monitoring purposes, then there are some times that you might need to find, say, GDP data for India, or consumer CPI for China. That kind of macroeconomic data, you can find it from economic statistics, or in short, ECST. World Economic Statistics it's a dashboard for each of the countries. So, say for Hong Kong, the key indicators showing you what are the most frequently sought after indicators. For example, real GDP, or private consumption, or imports or exports, and nominal GDP, GDP deflator. These kind of national accounts are the most frequently sought after ones. Consumer prices, producer prices, labor market, for example, unemployment rate or jobless claim are also the key rates that macroeconomic analysis would need. And it can go deeper as well. So for example, among GDP, I want to see real GDP by income, or real GDP by industry. So which is contributing to the entire GDP the most. Now this is YOY change, but if I set it as value, it gives you the absolute value that contributes to GDP. Say, I think services then you can click on search and industry. So which is contributing to the entire GDP the most. Now this is YOY change, but if I set it as value, it gives you the absolute value that contributes to GDP. Say, oh, I think service industry is contributing to Hong Kong GDP the most. And among service, it will be finance and insurance, of course, is contributing to Hong Kong GDP. And the second is public administration and import and exporting. How about US? I want to see what is the United States real GDP by industry. Then it gives you, I think we cannot change this. Yes, contribution percent. Oh, change. Just change. I think we don't have the latest data available at the moment, but domestic products. Great. So now this shows the contribution for each of the businesses, and you can see that still farm business is contributing a lot to US compared to other industries, and